Hello, back to Random, it's Beast today. We're back with more Klutzy Cupid. Last time, I've decided to skip the little sister route. I've since skimmed it, and after like a weird mock wedding between Tsumugu and Uta, she vanishes. And like a couple of years later, they actually happen upon Eil, wheelchair bound and not remembering her time as a love angel. So yeah, that's depressing kinda. Anyways, but yeah, catches up with the story a little bit. We now know that depression is going away anyways, since actually doesn't really make sense after all, considering, you know. Because here's the thing, in this one, while they forgot Eil, the moment they saw Eil in the wheelchair, they immediately remembered everything for some fucking reason. So that would make a whole lot of sense. But anyways, as I was about to say, this would hint at the fact that the reincarnated love angel, quote unquote, doesn't actually remember anything that happened. But that would immediately, like, clash with Izu's routes. Since there she obviously remembered. Anyways, but yeah, we're starting off early here, since this time we have to, you know, leave the book by the wayside instead of eating it. I guess I should leave it by the side of the road. If someone really had dropped this by accident, they might come back for it. The least they could do was make sure it didn't get run over. I'm actually a pretty considerate guy, aren't I? Oh boy, hold on. Someone's trying to come in. The intruder has left. Watch her like fucking hear what I just said and immediately come back in. After discarding the book, hold on, I can just... Oh, there we go. Take it with me? Wasn't mine, of course I wouldn't take it with me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Oh boy, now it's just again. We already read this, however, so what do you mean, knew it? Knew what? Hold on, actually, let me skip a little like this again. Nothing actually happened. Eil again. Let's go with Lovemiel. Naturally, I just thought it'd be fun to tease her again. But it was also partially revenge for having my peaceful life disturbed. Though I admit, I was curious to how the results had changed from last time too. But Lovemiel told me not to write her name anymore. What should I do? That's it! I'll just write Eil Koimi. She never said I couldn't write that. Good idea, me. Swiftly jotted down her name. They're done. I showed Lovemiel the page with Eil Koimi's name on it. I know. That's why I didn't write Lovemiel. Yellow card is still just a warning though. Anyways, what does the love note say? Did it even work? Eil Koimi was a pseudonym after all, not a real name. I mean, we know it works since, you know, Cotton worked.
貴重な一回が無駄になってしまうかもと思うと、恋天使としては心苦しくもありますが。
She turned her gaze towards the love note nonetheless.
出たー、出ちゃったじゃないですか、つむぐさん。
There's no need to sound that surprised. Yeah, let me see what it...
うわ、見ないでください。
Hup! Sidestepping Lovemiel, she tried to stop me and turned my eyes towards the love note.
恋にエイル、運命度40。今はまだ友達。もっと恋愛らしいことをしてみては？
Looks like our faithfulness has gone up. Is this entire route is just going to be teasing Eil? I'm gonna be down for that. I don't know why my ears so itchy, by the way. Lovemiel looked rather embarrassed. According to the love note, we were still just friends. But it had also suggested I try doing something more romantic. Something romantic, eh?
なんですか、つむぐさん。私のことをそんな目で見て。まさか私に変なことをするつもりじゃ。
Holding hands, yes. You're crazy! First of all, I wasn't even giving her a dirty look. Though I may have been looking at her up and down. For the record, have you ever even been in love before? She froze. There was no mistaking it.
もちろんありますよ。漫画やドラマでの知識はありますし、これまでいくつもの恋愛を成功に導いてきた実績もありますし、ラブチャームが100間近まで溜まっているのも私が恋愛経験豊富だからこそなんですよ。
Yeah, right. The only couples who you've brought together are cats and dogs. Besides, playing matchmaker for other people had nothing to do with experiencing love for yourself. It was apparent she'd never been in a relationship herself.
なんですか、その生温かい表情は。少なくともつむぐさんよりは絶対恋愛経験ありますし。
Oh yeah? It was clear she was lying, but she was gonna be that stubborn and go on a date with me. Her tone turned shrill with surprise. If you really got that much experience, then by all means, Lovemiel summer. Teach me how to go on a date. In order to find the girl of my dreams and officially graduate from using the love note, I should properly learn some proper date etiquette, right? Obviously, given your considerable romantic history, you must have been on your fair share of dates before, haven't you?
それはその頭の中で理想のデートをシミュレーションしたりはしますけど。
She mumbled some inaudible excuse, but seeing how embarrassed she was, I'd figured she'd learned her lesson by now. I suppose it was time to let her off the hook.
わかりました。
Huh?
これも恋のサポートのうちです。女の子が望む素敵なデートをお教えしましょう。
Seriously?
もちろんです。楽しみにしていてくださいね。
So, on our next day off, Lovemiel and I decided to go on a date. I'll put that aside now. Nothing changed.
次の選択肢まで飛ばしちゃ。次の選択肢までスキップしたわ。
Sorry, Uta Koseki, we're gonna go on ahead.
わかりました。構いませんけど、俺たち？
Despite of Koseki knowing nod and Uta's puzzled expression, I turned to Eil. Let's go, Eil.
つむぐさん。
Grabbing Eil's hand, I set off at a run.
いきなりどうしたんですか、つむぐさん。
Isn't it obvious things were about to get ugly if we stayed there any longer? Didn't you notice the girls around you glaring at you?
そうなんですか？
Yes, that's a no. I heaved a large sigh. They were feeling jealous of you.
でもそれはわからなくもありません。後ろさん素敵ですし、確かにモテそうですもんね。
Can't deny
つ
that.
むぐさんも見習ってみたらどうです？モテモテになるかもしれないですし、すぐに恋人ができるかもしれませんよ。
I don't know about that. Besides, what's the point of pretending to be someone you're not just to get a girlfriend?
おお、確かに今のはとってもいい言葉だと思います。今後恋天使の活動の参考になるかもしれないので、心のメモ帳にしっかりと刻み込ませていただきました。
Hold on, I thought you said you were graduating from being in Lovemiel-Route after me.
そういえばそうでした。でもほら、失敗した時のために。
Give me a break. And skip. That was literally like 2 lines. that weekend, it was time for our date with Lovemiel. We had decided to meet at the movie theater in front of the station. Lovemiel had left the house early this morning, so she was probably already there waiting. As a precaution, I consulted with Klutzy about our date today.
なるほど。恋見先輩とデートですか。
Yeah, I was just teasing her, but somehow that's how things turned out. Lovemiel had absolutely no experience with romance herself, but kept pretending like she knew more than me. So I couldn't help but call her out on her bluff. But I never expected her to bite the bullet and actually agree to teach me about dating.
そうですね。
Kozaki took a quick peek at her phone. Then, after a few moments of quiet
ベ
thinking,
タなデートコースがいいと思います。いきなり変化球を狙っても危険ですから。
thought that too, but ordinary doesn't really help narrow it
佐
down.
久間先輩と恋見先輩は漫画の趣味も合いますし、漫画の知識を生かしたデートがいいと思いますよ。
You see? So, like a movie, or a chat in the park or something.
はい。とにかくベタをこなしていけば間違いないはずです。
I see. Alright then, I'll try seeing what movies are playing at the theater in front of the station.
あ、でも先輩。
ん？
初デートでラブホテルへ連れ込むようなことはしちゃダメですよ。
That's ridiculous. Like hell I'd do something like that. But I can't help but imagine that.
先輩も健全な男性ですから、そういう期待もあるかと思ったので、一応忠告です。多分、恋見先輩にはそういう知識ないと思うので。
Kozaki glanced at her phone again after adding that final remark. After arriving in front of the movie theater, I quickly spotted Eil. She was turning her head this way and that, most likely looking for me as well. But when our eyes met, ba-dump, felt my heart begin to pound. This really does feel like an actual date. Waving energetically, she came running up towards me with a smile. It was then I noticed people starting to stare. I sensed a hint of envy in their eyes, as if they were saying, "What's a girl like her doing with a guy like that?" I don't blame them though. Eil was undeniably cute. I'd certainly be proud to have a girlfriend like her. But she was an angel, not my girlfriend. More importantly though, I should probably say something. Sorry to keep you waiting. With some hesitation, that's what I went with. What? Feel a little annoyed after being suddenly laughed
な
at.
んだか漫画みたいだなって思いまして。
Come to think of it, she was right. In fact, the entire situation was straight out of a manga. Was it weird?
私はそれっぽくて良いと思いましたよ。あ、なんか知ってるシチュエーションだってちょっと嬉しくなってしまいました。
I see.
それでどこに行きます？
What? Aren't you the one who's gonna teach me about dating today? Since you've got so much romantic experience, you said you were gonna teach me how dating works, right? Don't tell me you haven't put any thought into this whatsoever.
何を言ってるんですか、つむぐさん。こういうのは男の人がリードするものなんですよ。いきなりデートの心得を披露してしまいましたね。さすが恋天使の私です。
In other words, she hadn't put any thought into this at all. Guess there's no helping it for the time being. There's this popular new movie showing right now. Why don't we go see it?
はい、行きましょう。
Eil happily followed after me. Looks like I was right to consult Klutzy about this after all.
映画面白かったですね。
I can still see traces of drool near your mouth, you know?
本当ですか？
Eil hurriedly wiped at her mouth. I'm kidding. But you did fall asleep halfway through.
でも先に寝てたのはそちらですよ。つむぐさんの寝息に誘われて私もついうとうとしちゃったんです。
My bad. I guess I shouldn't have picked this movie because it was just because it was trending. Probably should just watch something that we were both actually interested in. As I was lost in thought, I felt my phone vibrate. The notification showed a single rhyme message from
急
Kosaki.
ぎのご連絡ですか？ここはデート中にスマホ見ないでよと甘えるシチュエーションですか？
No. But now that you mention it, it could be something urgent. Let me take a look. Kosaki knew that the two of us were going on a date today. If she's contacted me, there must be something
先
important.
輩、デートは順調ですか？学園近くのこの花っ子御用達の公園にクレープ屋台が来ているそうです。休憩がてら寄ってみるのをおすすめします。
Nice one, Kosaki. Say, are you feeling hungry?
そうですね。3時のおやつにもってこいの時間です。
In that case, there's some place I want to check out. Interested?
はい、ぜ
What?
ひすっかりつむぐさんにリードされちゃってるなって思いまして、なんだか今日はちょっとかっこいいですね。
For once, eh? For fucking once, eh? I'll fucking show you for once. For once, you're fucking dead. Oh, sorry for not usually being cool.
そういう意味ではないですよ。
Whatever, let's go. Ended up using sarcasm to hide my embarrassment. But it's her fault for not playing fair. How was a guy supposed to react by being called cool right to his face? Like a normal human being? When we arrived at the park, it was rather crowded there.
あそこにクレープ屋さんがありますよ。
Eil pointed towards a parked food stall. Seems Kozaki's info was right on the money.
大人気みたいですね。ほら、テレビに出たって張り紙がありますし。
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people came here specifically for it
お
too.
友達グループとか親子連れの方とか恋人同士っぽい人たちもいますね。
Yeah. Some were even flirting and spoon feeding each other. They had a lot of nerve doing that sort of thing in public. Not that I was jealous or anything.
春限定のいちごミルフィーユクレープ。私あれが食べたいです。
Eil, on the other hand, was completely absorbed in the food stall's menu. Alright, I'll buy it for you.
本当ですか？じゃあトッピングも追加で。
Don't get carried away, punk.
とっても美味しいです。いちご系クレープに外れなしですね。
Glad you're enjoying it.
彼氏にごちそうになったと思うと美味しさもひとしおに感じます。
Boyfriend.
だってデートですから。
Not a real one. Strangely, I felt myself breaking into a nervous sweat. What was I getting so worked up for? This is Eil we're talking about.
つむぐさん、チョコバナナクレープにしてましたよね。美味しいですか？
It's good, really sweet. Took a little bite as I answered. Sweet as a banana as a chocolate blending together perfectly inside my mouth in a moment of pure bliss. If I were a food critic, I might compare the sweetness of the combined ingredients to two lovers on a date.
一口もらってもいいですか？
Get your fucking slimy hands off my food. Huh?
実はチョコバナナクレープも美味しそうで迷ってたんです。
That's a lie. You're only saying that because the grass is green on the other side. The only thing this girl was interested in was strawberries.
バレちゃいましたか。つむぐさんにはお見通しですね。でも一口食べてみたいのは本当です。だからなんてダメですか？
What? Why?
だってほら周りのカップルさんたちはしてますし。
I was sure she had eyes for nothing except her crepe, but apparently she had also been observing our surroundings as
今
well.
日はデートですからデートっぽいことしないと。ね、そうですよね。
She urged me, hiding her shyness behind a wide smile. Couldn't say I had no interest in trying it myself, but it was kind of embarrassing. Plus, there were people around us.
こういうのは勢いが大事ですよ。私からいただきますね。
Ah. Opening her mouth, she snatched a bite of my crepe.
これお口の中でバナナとチョコの甘さが折り重なってわあすごいです。つむぐさんのチョコバナナ美味しいです。
And it looked like she was in ecstasy.
じゃあ次はつむぐさんの番ですよ。
Huh? Me?
もらってばっかりは悪いですから。ほらあんです。
Oh no, she's doing the old game! She got us! I feel like I've done this with Uta before when we were kids, but I don't remember it ever feeling this embarrassing back then. This is the sort of thing I have to experience on a date. Alright, here I go.
どうぞどうぞ。
Hard hammering in my chest, I took a bite. Nom nom.
どうですか？美味しかったですか？
Yeah, it's really crispy.
ですよね。ミルフィーユパリパリです。
To be perfectly honest though, my heart was beating so fast I could hardly taste a thing.
なんだかとってもデートっぽいことをしちゃいましたね。
Yeah, I always used to cringe at couples who chose to show public displays of affection. But now I sort of understood how they felt. As I stared at the girl in front of me, I could see how easy it was to forget my surroundings. Even if this was just a pretend date. If we were spending time with my actual girlfriend, we'd no doubt be caught up in our own little
つむ
world.
ぐさんどうしたんですか？
Eil peered at me as I sat there ruminating. You've got chocolate on your face. Hold still, I'll wipe it off for you. I wiped her mouth with a tissue. This is one of those pocket tissues they were always handing out on the streets, but I'm glad I brought it with me. Like Kozaki said, it was better to be safe than sorry. There, cleaned it off. Not quite.
ありがとうございます。なんだか今日はつむぐさんのかっこいいところを見せてもらってばっかりですね。
Wasn't really trying to. Being praised like that made me a little uncomfortable for some reason.
私、つむぐさんに謝らなければいけないことがあるんです。
What?
本当は私、デートをしたことなんてないんです。この前は恋天使としてのプライドがあって、つい経験豊富だとか言っちゃいましたけど、だから実はこれが初めてのデートなんです。嘘ついちゃってごめんなさい。
That's okay, I already knew you were.
なぜですか？
Because you were being way too obvious, your eyes were darting all over the place and you were talking super fast. Besides, that's the whole reason I teased you about it anyway, which I'm also sorry for.
いえ、つむぐさんが謝るようなことではないです。でもまさかその場で気づかれていたとは。てっきりクルルさんに聞いたのかと思っちゃいました。
Why would you think that?
デートをしたことがないからアドバイスが欲しいってクルルさんに相談したんです。そしたら全部つむぐさんに任せれば大丈夫って言ってもらえて。
Is that so? Gotta think of Kozaki had been checking her phone several times while I was talking to her too. Perhaps she was going over her conversation with Eil to make sure we were on the same
今
page.
日は本当にありがとうございました。初めてのデートとっても楽しかったです。つむぐさんの照れたお顔とか新鮮な表情もたくさん見られましたし。
Wouldn't mind if she forgot about that actually. Well, I'm glad you had fun.
はい、初めての相手がつむぐさんでよかったって思います。私、一生の思い出にしますね。
Right. Eil's smile was dazzling, but now but look away. Didn't want her to see me blushing. What's going on? This was supposed to be a simple pretend date. This was just supposed to be the result of me teasing her. And yet, I had fun too. Thanks for coming today, Eil.
こちらこそです。
I couldn't keep averting my face forever. Instead, I turned back to finish the rest of my crepe. But at that exact moment...
兄さん。
Oh! Hi! This is a complicated situation. I'm gonna have to, prepare myself for self-defense, I think. Hold on. I think the usual isn't going to be enough in this case. Bollocks. Fuck. Guess I'll just have to try to double up. Stay away from me, please. Ah!
なんでエイルさんと一緒にいるんですか？
Uta!
ウタちゃん？
I immediately realized how bad this
奇遇
looked.
ですね。お買い物帰りですか？
はい。ちょっと本屋さんまで占いの本を買いに。
ってそうじゃないです。どうして兄さんとエイルさんが休日一緒にいるんです？
Oh boy. Is Eil going to put her foot in her mouth?
それに二人でベタベタしながらクレープを食べるなんて完全に恋人同士じゃないですか？
It's not like that.
そうですよ。私たちは普通にデートしてただ
Yeah,
けで
there
す
we
よ。
go. There it is. Ah, Jesus Christ, she's stunned. Uta staggered as if she were about to fade at any moment.
兄さん、詳しく聞かせてください。どういうことなんですか？いつの間に恋人に？ああ、どうしましょう、つむぐさん。
Eil was getting flustered now too, making things worse. Guess I have no choice. You go on first, Eil. I'll explain everything to Uta.
はい。
Come on, Uta. We're going home.
でも、エイルさんにも聞きたいことが山ほど。
Never mind that. Come on. If I let Eil be a part of this conversation, it would most likely complicate things to the point of no return. Dragging Uta away, I left the park behind.
兄さん。本当にあの人と深い関係ではないんですよね。
On the way home, Uta spoke to me in a sulky tone. Depends on what you mean by close relationship.
だからそのこう恋人同士の関係とか。
I told her it's not like that.
本当ですか？
She looked at me with disbelief. First of all, there's no way I'd be able to find a girlfriend that easily.
本当に兄さんはそう思ってるんですか？
Huh?
作ろうと思えばすぐにだって。いえ、そのなんでもないです。
What? Now I'm curious.
何しろ兄さんはもっと自分のことや周囲のことをしっかりと観察して理解すべきだと思います。
I'll try to keep that in mind. Uta seemed to have a tendency to become rather touchy whenever it came to Eil. Perhaps running into her on the way to school all the time and having half her bento stolen had left a bad impression on her. Whatever the case, it was probably a good idea to be a little more careful around Uta from now on. When I got to my room, the first thing I did was open my window. Eil would be coming back sooner or later, after all. Finding myself alone. For the moment, I couldn't help but think about her. The innocent way she smiled, the way she gobbled up her crepe, the way she wanted to imitate the couples around us, the way she was so delighted about going on her first date. She really did seem like less of an angel, more like just a normal girl today. My heart beat quickened at the thought. What was this feeling? Could it be? Am I getting serious about her? Nah, there's no way. My voice echoed hollowly around the room as I tried to laugh the idea off. In any case, I'd better send Klutzy a message thanking her for the help. I tapped away at my phone, doing my best to pretend not to notice my rising pulse.
クルルさんに直接お礼を言ってきましたよ。ちょうどバイト帰りのところでお会いできたので。今日はお店だいぶ忙しかったみたいです。夕方から団体のお客さんが来たらしくて。 それで店長さんもフロアの店員さんを一人増やしたいなっておっしゃっているらしいです。
So?
私もちょうどバイトしたいと思ってるんです。渡りに船ですよね。
This was the first thing Eil said the moment she returned to my room. Thought for sure she'd be acting a little awkward or embarrassed after our date today, but apparently not. Felt relieved, but at the same time, also a little disappointed.
バイト申し込んでもいいですか？つむぐさんと一緒のお店なら安心ですし。
Well, I guess Kinu's been looking for someone new for a while now. She even offered Eil the job the first time she visited the restaurant. Fine, I'll try talking to my manager about it.
ありがとうございます。
I don't know if it's something to get that excited about. Part-time job, still a lot of work, you
だ
know.
って漫画ではよくあるじゃないですか。学園生活にバイトに忙しい青春ストーリーが。ずっと憧れてたんですよ。
The only thing you're motivated by is manga, huh? I wanted to sigh.
それに今日つむぐさんとデートをして思ったんです。クレープをご馳走してもらったお返しに私もいつか自分のお金で美味しいものをご馳走したいなって。頑張りますから楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Right. Yes, you have been thinking about our date somewhat after all. If a crap or two was enough to make her smile this much, I don't think I'd mind treating her to one again sometime.
さてバイトの話はこれくらいにして今日もいつものあれをやりましょうか。
By usual business, of course, you meant it was time for the love note. Lovemiel spread the love note open on top of my desk.
さあつむぐさんお名前を書いてください。
Somebody, huh? The girl I'd just gone on a date with standing in front of me, I'd felt a little embarrassed doing this. Nevertheless, I had no choice but to write Lovemiel's name today. There, done.
誰の名前を書いたんですか？
Lovemiel picked up the notebook. Her eyes dropped down to the page.
なんで私の名前を書いてるんですか？
What do you mean? It's obvious. The easiest way to check whether our date was a success or not is to see if our fatedness has gone up.
なるほど。それは確かにそうですけど、ちょっと恥ずかしいです。
Well, it's embarrassing for me too. Anyway, what does it say?
どうってそれは。
Lovemiel looked down at the notebook again. Getting impatient with her hemming and hawing, I peered down at the love note as well.
ラブミエール運命度62もっとイチャイチャしてみよう。
Jesus Christ! That boosted it up by 22! $62? Isn't that quite high? Quite a bit higher than last time? His number is, pretty high, isn't it? Last time she explained the love note to me, I'm pretty sure she said a fatedness of 80 made two people essentially lovers.
高いです。高すぎです。このままだと私たち本当に。
Going to?
ですね。
Lovemiel gazed at me, blushing hard. In her eyes was a mixture of both unease and expectation. The two of us are really going to fall in love, is what I assumed she was going to say. Try flirting with her even more, huh?
はっきり言うのダメですよ。意識しちゃうじゃないですか。
I was just reading what the love note says.
それでもです。とりあえずこれはデートが楽しすぎたことによる誤差かもしれません。
Calculation error, huh?
つむぐさんが人間の運命の人と結ばれるようにサポートするのが私の役目ですし、今日のところは気にしないようにしましょう。この結果は無効ということで。
Speaking rapidly, Lovemiel hugged the notebook to her chest and crawled into bed. Despite what she said, it was clear she was having trouble doing exactly that. Well, if you say so, it's fine with me. Yet even as I muttered those words, it was all too obvious I didn't really mean them either.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
I don't know why this just reminded me of I've been watching like a bunch of videos from the loading crew, which is just like what the alignment is this and this character, where they actually like go through like either the entire game if it's a game character, or the entire show if it's a character from a show, or the entire movie if it's a character from a movie, And essentially they give them an alignment at the start of the timeline, then go down the course of events until the end, and essentially like tweak the alignment for every choice the character makes, and gives them an alignment at the end. And today I watched the one for Kratos, both the original Kratos and Ragnarok, the whole Norse saga. And in the original one, there's like it talked about like going through hell, through Hades, and when he gets to the moment where where you encounter Icarus, he's just like you have an encounter with the not so kid Icarus, and I don't know why that made me laugh. Anyways, skip. Nothing happened. I'm trying to press the selection button. There we go. Well, I guess. It's not like I had a crush on Eil, but for some reason I felt a little flustered. Next.
次の選択肢までスキップしたわ。感動することができるだなんて。私、また夢が叶いました。ありがとうございます、つむぐさん。
She hugged my arm tightly. Hey, get off.
いいじゃないですか。感謝の気持ちです。
I only did what I was supposed to do, as you seen me at work. Besides, your boobs are pressing against me. After peeling Eil off me, I straightened my wrinkled clothes. More importantly, you finally got some cash. Okay, we're here. Eil, you cannot escape me. Alright, let's go with Lovemiel. Now, if I remember correctly, the other day the Love Note had advised me to try flirting with her even more. We hadn't done much flirting ever since then, though, so our fate in this probably hadn't changed. Still, I didn't really feel like writing anyone else's name. There, done. I showed her the notebook with her name written in it.
また私の名前じゃないですか。なんで私の名前を書いたんですか？前回のラブノートのお告げ試してないのに。私たちイチャイチャしましたっけ？
No, we didn't. I just suddenly felt like writing your name, that's all.
なんなんですかそれは。もうそんなキザっぽいセリフ似合わないですよ。
That's a shame. Anyway, what did it say? Did I just kill a spider with a pack of cheese? Yes. However, the cheese is spoiled, so it doesn't fucking matter. Fucking cheese. Anyway, what does it say? The two of us turned to look at the notebook.
ラブミエール運命度62
No change.
もっとイチャイチャしてみよ
変わってないですね。
Looks like it. The results were the same as before. Well, what do you say we try putting its advice into practice?
ダメですよ。イチャイチャってそんな気軽にやっちゃダメです。もっとこう尊いものですから。
Cherish how?
ですからそのデートの約束をしてその日のために気持ちを高めてからとか、そういう心の準備とか。
Look at her acting all cute all of a sudden. It was making my heart race a
今日
little.
は運命度に変化なしということで、私漫画の続きが気になるので読書モードに入りますね。
Babbling nervously, Lovemiel hid her face behind her manga. Judging by the fact that her book was upside down, though, it was obvious she wasn't actually reading. Still, I guess there was nothing else I could do for now. And so, the night wore on without anything else in particular happening.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
いらっしゃいませ。
Anything happen?
う。もちろん知
Oh,
っている
whoops.
さ。
There we go. You know my name? He smiled handsomely. Might be able to distract most girls with that smile, but it doesn't work on
お
me.
や、残念だな。噂で聞いたんだ。エイル君と非常に仲のいい男子生徒がいるってさ。
Skip. Nothing.
心配しなくて
次の
も
選択肢は
Nothing I say as a new line
じゃ
shows
な
up.
いですよ。
What's that supposed to mean? Welcome to Fairy Tale. Nothing.
次の選択肢まで飛んじゃ次の選択肢までひとっ飛び
My pulse began to rise. I was growing oddly conscious of the fact that Lovemiel was a girl too.
なんで学園の勉
Skip. Lovemiel. I guess if it's anyone, it's gotta be Lovemiel. I glanced in her
強何です
direction.
か
Nothing. I quickly looked away again. Surreptitiously, I scrawled her name down so that she couldn't see what I
書
wrote.
けましたかじゃあ結果を見てみましょうか
Give me a second. Flip to the next page to sneak a look at the results first.
ラブミエール運命度65。ラブミエールより早く布団に入ろう。
Quick! Quick!
どうしたんですか眉間にシワなんか寄せちゃって早く私にも見せてください
No! She looked puzzled. Not surprising, of course, given that we always looked at the results together. However, this time around, for some reason, I just couldn't shake the feeling that letting her see it would defeat the whole
意
purpose.
地悪しないでくださいよ見せてください見せてください見せてください
Hey, don't tickle my armpits!
おとなしく降参してくださいほらほらほ
Wait, wait, wait! Look, why don't you go see if the bathroom's empty yet? Uta should be asleep by now.
らもう
Stop sulking. Bathing is an important part of a healthy lifestyle.
固い口調で諭してくるあたり怪しいですね
There's nothing fishy about it. I'm just trying to look out for you, even if you are a freeloader. With my condescending tone, Lovemiel reluctantly let go
も
of
う
me.
わかりましたよ今日のところはそういうことにしておいてあげます
With that, she left the room in a huff. Once her footsteps had disappeared in the distance, I switched off the lights. Now that I'm laying down, I'm actually feeling pretty tired. Probably because Lovemiel's been running me ragged both at school and at work these days. The love note had told me to get under the covers earlier and not to go to sleep earlier, which meant that something significant was bound to happen if I waited inside my futon. Yet despite my best efforts, I was unable to stop myself from sinking into unconsciousness.
お風呂いただきましたよ今日もいいお湯でしたってなんで真っ暗にしちゃってるんですかおーいつむぐさん
Oh lord. Also, why did he lay down on a futon anyways instead of the bed? Like, I just assumed it's supposed to be the bed because she's going to lay down next to him because she doesn't like the futon or some bullshit. There was no
た
response.
だの屍のようだってさすがにこのネタは古いですかねなんて
Still, he didn't reply.
つむぐさん寝ちゃったんですか私読みかけの漫画があるんですけど
You want me to complain and say something like it's always manga with you, but not tonight. Looks like he was completely conked
しょ
out.
うがないですね
This hour was usually watching one of Karen's streams or playing a game, so this was a little unexpected.
もしかして私が疲れさせちゃってます
I felt a bit worried.
だから早く寝たくなっちゃって私を部屋から追い出したりしたんですか
If so, that's a little cruel. That's right, Tsumu could be a little cruel
他の
sometimes.
子には優しいのに私への当たりが強いと思うんですよね
Oh? Oh? I mean, yes, I did sort of force the ownership of the love note on him without again... What? Hold on. I mean, yes, I did sort of force the ownership of Love Note on him without against his will. Yes. Sentences. And he is letting me freeload at his house, even though I didn't even try to find another place to stay. Plus, he's always helping me out at school and even introduced me to my first part-time job.
そういうのつむぐさんは楽しくないですか
Was he really just tired? Or was he sick of dealing with
私
me?
は結構楽しいんですけどというかめちゃくちゃ楽しいです私のたくさんある夢が叶っているのはつむぐさんのおかげなんですよつむぐさんと出会ってからなんです私自身がしてみたいこと意識するようになったのは
All the things I'd read in manga that I'd always vaguely dreamt of doing. Attending Konohana Academy, hanging out with classmates after school, working a part-time job with friends, going on a date.
つむぐさんと一緒にいると夢がどんどん増えていって叶えても叶えても追いつかないくらいなんですよ。感謝してるんです。面と向かって素直に言うにはつむぐさんは意地悪すぎますけど。
Still seeing as he's fast asleep, maybe I can be honest with my feelings for once. Oh!
私は今何をしようとして。
I quickly got up in a panic. No way. An angel of love like me?
つむぐさんにキスしそうに。
That was way too close. If I'd lowered my face a couple more centimeters, our lips seriously would have touched. I'd always crossed the line of an angel of love should never
と
cross.
いうか本人の了承なくキスをするのはコンプライアンス違反ですよね。知ってます。
I don't think it's just about company policy here.
それに乙女心として顎食いでキスとか相手に唇を奪われる感じのやつを体験したいような気も。って違います。私は恋のサポート役ですし。
I glanced down at Tsumugu again. He was still sleeping peacefully as ever. Though relieved, I was a bit frustrated as well. Felt like I was the only one feeling confused, embarrassed, and wistful.
つむぐさんだって少しくらい私に対してドキドキしてくれたっていいんですよ。
As I listened to Tsumugu's quiet breathing, I couldn't help but grumble with something almost like dissatisfaction.
今日は私ももう寝ますね。おやすみなさい、つむぐさん。
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Nothing new.
次の選択肢まで
次の選択肢まで進めた
Ah,
ら
there we go. There's probably gonna be something new here. Or not, I guess! Nothing new here. Ale. Having fun, Ale?
とっても楽しいですよ。
You're not actually drunk. Well, someone's a little wrong with her. What time have you been drinking?
なんでないですよ。ただ店長が飲んでるワインがす
She's
ごくいい
drunk
香
off the
りで香りを嗅いでたらなんだか頭がふわふわって。
In other words, she's gotten drunk off the fumes alone. How much of a lightweight can you be?
こらこら、今エイル君は学生なんだからお酒は飲んじゃダメだよ。
飲んでませんってば。ワインの香りで酔っちゃったんです。
なるほど。まさに天使の分け前だね。
God damn it, Anju! We should just smile with amusement. Angel share?
ワインはな、熟成中に水分やアルコール分が蒸発して少し目減りするんだよ。それを天使の分け前って呼ぶんだ。しゃれたこと知ってるじゃねえか、アンジュ。
お褒めに預かり光栄ですよ。
I was beginning to think he wasn't such a bad guy, but there's just something about him that rubs me the wrong way after all.
つむぐさん。
Felt the tug of my sleeve. What do you want, drunkie?
つむぐさんにはいいとこいっぱいありますよ。漫画に詳しいですし、漫画いっぱい持ってますし、一緒に漫画買いに行ってくれるし。
Manga's the only thing I'm good for, huh?
それだけじゃないですよ。私にとっても優しいところ、とっても素敵だと思います。
You know,
これからも優しくしてくださいね。
oh boy. Sorry, I had a moment just now because I know someone that for some reason as of late has been saying okay instead of okay. Do I know why? No. But still. Fucking feels weird for that to suddenly pop up out of nowhere. Seeing that goofy smile on his face, I couldn't bring myself to brush her off. I never feel like it. The most I could manage was to do... the most I managed to do was to mutter brusquely as Eil fawned all over me. Ski...
つむぐくんは気遣いができて偉いね。
次の選択肢まで進んだよ。
Eil. She's annoying, but started Eil-Route several minutes later. I heaved a heavy sigh as I lay soaking in the tub. Reason being...
何ボサッとしてるんですか。さっさと書いてくださいよ。ほらほらほら。
I urge you, okay? Stop pushing me. But you know, it's just...
まさかこの後に及んでまだ一人に絞れないって言うんですか。
Nah, it's not it. If anything, there was only one person whose name popped into my head the moment I thought about it. And the person was the girl standing in front of me.
何ですか、つむぐさん。
Nothing, it just takes a lot of courage to write someone's name in the love note when they're standing right in front of you, okay? That being the case, I need to take a bath first.
はあ、なんでですか。その前にちゃちゃっとノートに名前書いてくださいよ。
That's the thing, I need to cleanse myself before I officially make my decision, right?
なるほど、みそぎ的なことですね。
Exactly! So anyways, I'll be right back, so that I can do this
そ
properly.
の真剣さや大変よしです。頑張って体を清めてきてください。
So here we were. Really was just like Lovemiel to get fooled by such a stupid excuse. Still, if I was to pick someone's name to write, I also can't think of anyone else but hers. I was kind of an idiot and annoying, as well as the main source of all my problems right now. But even so, before I realized it, after all the time we'd spent together, I began to find myself thinking only about her. I'm sure I'd had feelings for Lovemiel as a woman. I had no choice but to admit it. That's why I was stalling for time right now. As my heart secretly pounded in my chest. After all, once I write her name down in the love note, her fatedness is going to tell me exactly how she feels about me. After gauging that audible amount of time had passed, I returned to my room while drying my hair. However, perfect. Eil was laying face down on my bed, fast asleep, limply holding a manga in one hand. Somehow not surprised. As I laughed to myself, I felt as though I'd given in a way. Well, anyway, this solves my problem rather neatly. Now where's the love note? Moving quietly as to not wake Eil, I fished the love note out of my drawer and scribbled her name down. Hesitated for a second, unsure whether to write Lovemiel or Eil Kuimi. But since she was in her human form right now, I decided to go with the latter. Soon words began to appear on the page.
恋にエイル運命度72
Another 10. 72?! Number had gone up a surprising amount. Doesn't this mean we were almost a couple? She'd once told me that a fatedness of 80 was tantamount to being lovers after all. I had no idea she felt that way about me. Must seem like the feeling was mutual.
つむぐさん。続き読ませてくださいよ。今いいところなんですから。
Still in my room, reading manga in her dreams, huh? Don't scare me like that, jeez. Also, you're way too defenseless when you sleep like that. The way her pajamas hugged her body, accentuating the swell of her breasts at the curve of her waist. Oh wait, I almost forgot about the advice. Using all my willpower, I turned my attention back to the notebook. If I didn't, I'd get the feeling I would have continued staring all night.
次のバイトの日早めに行くといいことあるかも
Something good. Flexibly, I looked back towards Eil's defenseless sleeping figure. Something good. But the girl who was just on the verge of becoming my girlfriend. Crap, my heart's hammering like crazy.
つむぐさん。
Yeah.
今日は楽しかったです。
Yeah, me too. Eil smiled in her sleep, making my heart race even faster. Some good. Wonder what that could be. Chest swelling with anticipation, I spread out my own futon and soon drifted off to sleep.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
The next day, after our final homeroom class, it was just about time to go home. Eil, why don't we go to work a bit earlier today? Standing up from my desk, I quickly went to Eil and called out to her. Fortunately, both of us had a shift at the restaurant today. Since something good was supposed to happen if I showed up early, then we were obviously meant to go together. It's a high chance this has something to do with Eil after all.
まあ別にいいですけど。
Eil replied, looking a little surprised. She was probably wondering why today in particular. At least that's what I'd be wondering if I were her. And if she were following that train of thought, then...
ひょっとして昨日ラブノートからそういう掲示を？
But since I didn't want her getting suspicious, I quickly added, I'm just feeling a little hungry, so I thought we could grab a small snack before work to eat before work.
ああ、なるほど、そういうことですか。しょうがない人ですね、つむぐさんも。お昼はうたちゃんの曖昧弁当をしっかり食べたはずなのに。
Anticipating her thought process, I tried to come up with a more believable excuse. Thankfully, Eil bought it, hook, line, and sinker. I don't know if it was because she'd always been stupidly honest or just naive, but, well, it was one of the things I rather liked about her. In any case, we decided to set off towards Fairy Tale together a little earlier than usual.
あ、そういえばつむぐさん。
What?
昨日は結局ラブノートに誰の名前を書いたんですか？
I screamed internally. Why'd you have to remember that right now of all times?
私寝落ちしちゃってましたけど、お風呂上がってから書いたんですよね、つむぐさん。
Oh yeah. Honest to God, I have the thing to say to help here. You know what? Let's make it a little fun. You guess based on my behavior.
誰を書いたんです？教えてくださいよ。恋天使の私には知る権利があると思います。
I'll tell you about it later. Let's just get to work for now. I quickened my pace, cutting the conversation short. This wasn't the place to tell her it was her name I'd written after all. But then, when was the right time?
そんなに小腹空いてるんですか？それもう小腹じゃなくて普通に腹ペコって言うんじゃないですか？
Morning.
結局いつもより40分くらい早いですね。
It's fine. It's just for today.
まあそうですけどね。そんなわけで店長さん、小腹が空いてるつむぐさんにってどうかしたんですか？
ああ、つむぐにエイルか。なんだ、今日はずいぶん早いな。どうかしたのか？
That's what we should be asking you. You looked like you were deep in thought about something there. Seemed to have been scowling at something in her hand. Yuna had always seemed to me like a person who made snap decisions, but was rather unusual to see her brooding like that. Curious, I looked at the things she was holding. Are those tickets to an anime movie? But they were rather unusual too. I looked up at her questioningly. Kinu nodded nonchalantly.
ああ、今度うちのグループ全体がこのアニメとコラボキャンペーンを貼るんだ。
ほほ
I heard a loud explanation from the
ー、
side.
それは先見の明がありますね。絶対ヒット間違いなしだと思いますし。
うん、そうなのか。
はい、何せつむぐさんの部屋にも原作が全巻揃ってるくらいですし。
Ale?
ほほう。まあ、なぜそれをエイルが知っているかは聞かないでおくとするが。
よくわかりませんが、ありがとうございます。
She really doesn't get the fact that she'd let slip something outrageous just now. Every other thought must jump right out of her head whenever the topic of manga comes up. Well, I suppose that's all part of her charm.
それじゃそのチケットはキャンペーンの一環ってことですか？
ああ、その通りだ。本部からの支給でな。スタッフも見ておけということなのだろう。
See, but why are you looking so troubled about it?
それは簡単だ。こういうことだよ。
She waved the tickets in our faces.
それついていいんでしょうか。
What are you, her pet
確
cat?
かにどちらかというとこの作品の前では公式からの供給を待ち続ける中堅ですね。
Felt the twang of irritation but chose to let it slide. Anyway, I take it you mean you're troubled because you have 2 tickets and don't know what to do with them.
ああ、その通り。全員分あればこんなに悩むことはなかったんだがな。
Suppose it would seem like preferential treatment if you were to provide only one of us along with you to go with you.
ああ、いや、私はこのアニメには興味がない。だからセットで誰にあげようかと悩んでいたんだ。
そういうことでしたら
Eil immediately sprang to her feet and gave Kuna a vigorous bow.
とも私たちに原作ファンである私たちにください。
うん。それはエイルと紡ぐでこの映画を見に行くということでいいのか？
もちろんですね、つむぐさん。
Huh? I mean, if you're okay with that.
私はいいに決まってるじゃないですか。むしろつむぐさん以外と行くなんてありえませんよ。
Is that so? I knew she meant in this particular situation, obviously, but hearing that still made me pathetically happy.
なるほどな。だったら先着順ということで君たちに進呈するとしよう。
ありがとうございます。やりましたね、つむぐさん。
Yeah. Guess this means we're automatically going on another date
お
then.
はようございます。
おはようございます。
Just then, the final 2 members of our shift today came
ちょうどいいと
in.
ころに聞いてくださいよ、マサラさん、クルルさん。
いいなあ。
Masura's jealousy was evident after Eil told them about the
手厚
tickets.
けなんでしょ。だったらエールちゃんなんかじゃなくて僕と一緒に行こうよ、紡ぐ。
What? Why?
だってエールちゃんより僕と行った方が絶対楽しいよ。
Well, I can't deny that. You do seem like you'd have a blast
って
with
わ
it.
けで紡ぐ、考え直し。
まあまあ、今回は早い者勝ちってことですよ。
Kozuki interrupted, cutting in between me and
だか
Masura.
ら気にせずお二人で行ってきてください。佐久間先輩、小泉先輩。
Yeah, you're right. Felt like Kozuki knew more than she was letting on. But still, I appreciated her intervening on my behalf.
早く来てよかったですね。
Don't make it sound like it was your idea. I'm the one who suggested it, you know.
細かいことは言いっこなしです。じゃあ次のお休みの日によろしくお願いしますね。
And so, through a fortuitous series of coincidences, I was now going on a movie date with Eil. But I suppose I should give credit where credit is due. This was all thanks to the Love Note's advice, after all. Feeling my heart fluttered with how genuinely excited Eil seemed, I inwardly pressed my hands together in gratitude.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
The following Thursday, which was a national
い
holiday,
よいよですよ、つむぐさん。
Eil and I arrived at the movie theater. She had been in high spirits all
お
morning.
トイレは済ませましたか？では飲み物とポップコーン買いましょう。その前にまずパンフレットですかね。
Calm down. We still have some time before the movie
落ち
starts.
着いてなんかいられませんよ。ただで名作の映画版見れるんですよ。いいえ、これはお金を払ってもいいくらいです。動くあのキャラたちが見られるんですから。もうワクワクしっぱなしです、私。つむぐさんは違うんですか？
Of course, my heart was beating pretty fast as well, but for a rather different reason. Eil hasn't said a single word about it yet, but anyway, you look at it. This is our second time on a date. A date at the theater was standard fare, but I never thought I'd be doing it with Eil. What's more, she already seemed to be sparkling with how much fun she was having. But I'm getting out of myself. The truth is, I really did feel that way about her. After all, Eil was undeniably cute. What guy wouldn't be thrilled to go on a movie date with her? It'd be weirder if my heart wasn't pounding. If I was inwardly making these excuses to myself, as I was inwardly making these excuses to myself,
こ
however,
れはどうなんですか？ワクワクしてくれてないんですか？
I am. So for the time being, tore my eyes away from her. Let's go get some pamphlets first, then buy our drinks and popcorn. It's my treat today.
今日はなんかの日ですか？
It's just like date together. Though I obviously couldn't say that aloud. We got these tickets for free after all, so I don't mind spending a little bit.
ああ、じゃあ絹さんに感謝
sure do. In a lot of ways.
それじゃあ早速行きましょう。
Eil jumped enthusiastically, throwing her hands into the air. I thought for sure she was going to dash off straight away towards the theater, but
行きましょう、つむぐさん。
she waited patiently beside me, with a smile on her face as if it were the most natural thing in the world.
どうしたんですか、つむぐさん。
My heart was beating faster by the minute now. It's nothing. Come on, let's go.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
Grinning happily, we made our way shoulder to shoulder into the movie theater. Approximately 2 hours later,
最高でしたね。
Eil exclaimed the moment we stepped out of the theater. Talking is hard. Her satisfaction seemed immeasurable. In fact, she was downright ecstatic. Yeah, it was great. And they covered exactly the parts from the original manga I was hoping they would.
はい、それでそこ欲しかったってところを見事に膨らましてくれてて。
She nearly tripped over her words when I expressed my
バトル
agreement.
シーンも予想以上のヌルヌル爽快感。そこに予想外の超絶クオリティの敵役掘り下げ。これが見たかったと、そうきたかの気持ちいいくらいのコラボレーションでしたよ。
I take it you really liked it. Couldn't help but smile wryly. As a fan of the original manga myself, I enjoyed the movie for what it was too, but right now I was having even more fun seeing just how happy Eil was. I also felt a sense of relief. Our last movie date had sort of ended in a failure, but this time she seemed to be wholeheartedly having a blast.
そりゃそうですよ。
Eil beamed, nearly jumping for
映
joy.
画自体超楽しかったですし、ポップコーンもはちゃめちゃ美味しかったですし。
Was it? I thought it was pretty average, to be honest.
私初めて食べたんですもん。感激しちゃいましたよ。感動ものでしたよ。
Is that so? Suppose we hadn't gotten any snacks on our last date. As the popcorn was another reason she looked so satisfied this time
改
around.
めてコーラとセットで買ってくださってありがとうございました、つむぐさん。
Ah, you know what to say. It's not a movie without
と
popcorn.
いうかそもそもこうして一緒に映画を見てくださってありがとうございました。
You don't need to thank me for that. It's the whole reason Kinu gave us these tickets
そ
anyway.
れくらい嬉しくて楽しくて幸せな日だったってことです。分かってくださいよ。
I get it. Wasn't like any other day you had during your time as an angel, right?
そういうことです。分かってもらえるとなお嬉しいですね。
She perked right up again. Come think of it, I don't think Eil ever had a normal day out like this before. Unlike our previous date, we were simply hanging out with no ulterior motives. Simply two classmates spending their day off together. And she was just happy about it. Once again, I couldn't help but feel glad I decided to come with her. On that note, say here, Large, you've got something important?
なんですか？これ以上何があるって言うんです？
Lots, after all. The day's not over yet, you know. So, what do you want to do next?
そんなこの嬉しさや楽しさがまだ続くって言うんですか？まだあるんですか？いいんでしょうか、そんな。
Whoops.
そんなまるで夢みたいな一日があって。
This isn't a dream. It's normal. For a day like today, at least. Tag along with whatever you want to do today. So, just say the word. That's not fucking weird at all. Why the fuck did all the fucking icons on my taskbar off to the side just vanished for a second and just came back one after another? That's not fucking worrying at all.
つむぐさん、ありがとうございます。それではお言葉に甘えて。そうですね。
As though unable to contain herself, Eil broke into a wide smile and looked around the area. Couldn't help but smile as well as I waited for her to speak. I ended up being victim to her cuteness after all. Once I became aware of it, it was already too late. And if I was being honest with myself, I'm the one who doesn't want today to end just yet. I told Eil I'd tag along, but the truth was, I wanted this too.
そうです、つむぐさん。
My lost thought, Eil suddenly shouted loud as she was struck by an idea. Hearing the excitement in her voice was enough to make me chuckle before she even said anything. Well, what is it?
はい、実はですね、前々から気になってたんですよ。
I have a bad feeling about this, Sunny. Alright, sure, where is
あのお
it?
城って何なんでしょう。
I don't know what this is, by the way. I just randomly found it. Oh well, who cares? There's also a fucking candle in here. Do the hot wax. But yeah, anyways, die. As I looked in the direction Eil pointed, I immediately fell silent when my eyes landed on the building she was talking about. After all, what she was pointing at was a Western-style castle you might see at an amusement park. It was, in reality, a love hotel.
気になります。気になりますよね、つむぐさん。なのでもしよろしければこの後ぜひ行ってみませんかという。チラチラ。つむぐさん？
Oh, sorry, truth be told, last night I'd used the love note again. When I did, the device it gave me was enter the castle. Naturally, I had no idea what it meant at the time, but now! To think it'd been talking about the love hotel. Felt like shaking my head in disbelief. Well, if you're really that curious about it.
はい、気になりまくリングです。すごいですよね。お城ですよ、お城。テーマパークか何かですかね。中には入れるんですかね。
In other words, Eil had absolutely no idea what kind of facility it actually was. But she was curious about it. She wanted to check it out. Possibly she wanted to go inside. With me. Plus, if the love note had suggested I do this very thing. Eil? I made up my mind and threw caution to the wind. Let's go! A short while later. When we entered the room, Eil spun around, oohing and eyeing at everything she saw across. And she's gonna be doing a lot more eyeing in a little bit if you catch my fucking drift.
すごいすごい、本当にホテルです。豪華なベッドがドーン。外装がお城で休憩もできるホテルだなんて、なんだかおしゃれですね。
Yeah. On the other hand, I was naturally having a hard time keeping my cool. In fact, my heart had been racing this whole time. I mean, we'd actually gone inside together, even though I was just going with the flow. Even though she had no idea what this place was. I was actually in a love hotel with a girl I
と
liked.
りあえずベッドにダイブトン。わあ、ふかふかのふかです。つむぐさんのベッドとは大違いですよ。
And with the way the girl in question was frolicking around like a child, I was feeling guiltier and guiltier by the minute. What am I going to do then? I made up my mind to go for broke, but with Eil acting like this, I couldn't bring myself to go any further. First of all, we're not even that intimate yet. But at the same time, we found ourselves together inside a love hotel. I feel like a huge missed opportunity. It'd feel like a huge missed opportunity if I didn't make a move. Maybe I should have come clean. Maybe I should come clean and explain to Eil what this place really is, after all. As I was debating this, however...
テレビのリモコン
Yep.
発見です。
Yep. Eil suddenly said
と
innocently.
りあえずつけるしかですよね。こんな大きいテレビも初めてですし。ってわけで、てい。
Before I could say anything, Eil switched on the television. The LCD immediately flickered to life and... I'm not even letting you moan. Eil instantly froze, her breath catching in her throat. I don't blame her. It's probably the first time she'd ever seen an actual hardcore sex scene.
いや、違う。
Whoops.
これは違う。
Her face turned beet red as she punched the remote again and again, trying to switch channels, but...
いいのじゃないですよ。
Well, you see. I hesitated for a moment. But now that we come this far, I made up my mind and pressed forward. That's because this is a love hotel. The cat was finally out of the bag. There was no going back now. I'd heard that it was how things work here, but this is the first time I've actually been to one myself. Well, since we're already here and all, why don't we just let it play? I mean, that's the sort of place this is, after all. Perhaps she'd finally grasp the situation at hand. Her ears turned bright red and she began to sweat bullets. However,
そうですね。何せラブホテルですからね。そういう場所ですもんね。
I wasn't expecting that. I thought she was going to suggest we leave immediately. But instead, she hunched her shoulders, squirming nervously, and said,
運命の人を作る上でいい経験になるかもしれませんね。これは。
She smiled earnestly, trying her best to stay as cheerful as possible, trying to hide her panic and embarrassment. In other words,
なんて、はい。まあ、そんな感じで。テレビはとりあえずこのまま気にせずに。
she would do anything to keep things from getting awkward between us. The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning. It was too late now.
つむぐさん
Couldn't stop my heart from pounding. My feelings for Eil were swelling beyond control. Eil?
はい。
She replied meekly. There really was no stopping myself anymore. It was all or nothing now. Actually, this feels like destiny to me right now. Both of us getting these tickets to the movie, going to see it together, hanging out together. And even though you didn't know what this place was, we even somehow ended up in here together.
私は最初から知ってましたよ。ここがラブホテルなこと
That's
くらい。
not going to help your case right now. Then I'm understanding this correctly, right?
どういうことですか？
You knew this was a love hotel, but wanted to come in with me anyway.
あ、いや、それは。
To be honest, I've gotten my hopes up at first too. After all, I have feelings for you, Eil. I think the one I've been looking for is you. There we go. Panic. Panic.
そういえばつむぐさん。
Hmm?
結局聞きそびれてましたけど、先日ノートには一体誰の名前を書い。
Yeah, it was yours, Eil. It said our faith in this was 72.
それは。いや。
I used the notebook yesterday too. It told me to enter the castle. And here we are, you and me, inside the castle. Sorry, but I can't hold back anymore.
何を。
I love you. You know what? I didn't expect there to be that many noises for her, but there were like at least a few. Probably not enough for a noises video, but still. I love you, Eil.
いや、つむぐさん。
You're not running away after all.
だって。
Eil!
つむぐさん。
Finally, I pushed her down onto the bed. And as I'd expected, she didn't try to resist. And then they fucked!
つむぐさん。つむぐさん。
Okay, now I actually kind of feel like I should at least read through the start of the H scene. Because that is a drastic change. Jesus, hold on actually. Let me
ここまで戻っちゃ
go
戻れ
back
たよ。
here,
だって
save,
セーブ完了ですよ。
like quick adventure, in and out. Install H patch, uninstall H patch. That's all.
あら、几帳面なのね。
Yeah, see you in a bit. Alright, so I reinstalled the R18 patch, read through the H scene, and then uninstalled the R18 patch again, so now I'm back. Essentially, it took a lot of convincing to where they actually started, and by the end, she is convinced that they are destined to be together as well. Even when we were cleaning ourselves off in the shower, she'd been like this the whole time.
嫌です。それこそ もうダメですもん、私。ダメにされちゃいましたもん。女にしてもらっちゃいましたもん。
Eil?
だから離れられないです。時間いっぱいこうしていたいです。
Feel some way?
だったらなんでくっつくななんて言うんですか？
Did they accidentally like get rid of that fucking of one line? Honestly, it's because you feel so soft. It's always making me hard again.
いいですよ、私は何度でも。だってもう経験しちゃいましたし。
I mean, I'm really happy to hear that, but I think that's enough for today.
なんでですか？我慢できちゃうレベルってこと。
You might have forgotten about it while we were doing it, but now that we've calmed down a bit, pain's starting to come back, isn't it?
それはでももっとしたいならお気になさらず。
I don't want to hurt you more than I already have. I want to cherish you because I love you. I'm serious about you. You know, there was a really cheesy thing to say.
いえ、なんと言いますか、キュワーってきました。キュワーってつまり紡さんの得意技、私に特攻効果のある殺し文句ですよ。エッチの最中にもたくさん言ってくださいましたよね。
Well, they just sort of came out, you know.
そんなことないですよ。もう最高でしたよ。だからつむぐしゃんスリスリ。
Stop doing that. I tried, but I failed to say. After all, she'd looked so blissful ever since we had sex, and moreover, she's absolutely head over heels for me now. The realization sent tingles running down my spine. I couldn't bring myself to say no to her now, let alone peel her off me.
キューって嬉しい。また私たち一つになってるみたいです。
In fact, I want to hug her too. I pulled her soft body into my arms, embracing her tightly. As I did so, Eil breathed hotly, letting out a dreamy whisper. But that was now.
つむぐさん、私は恋天使だから本当は人と恋はできないのに、あなたにこんな情熱的に抱いていただいたらもうダメです。
Eil.
はい、つむぐさんと一緒でもうダメです。止まれるわけはありません。あなたが好きです。
Eil, I love you too.
苦しいですよ、つむぐさん。
Couldn't stop myself from hugging her either. After all, this was the first time she had clearly and unambiguously announced her feelings for me. You don't know how happy that makes me. I love you too, Eil. I love you too.
つむぐさん。
And so I hugged her even tighter, declaring my feelings for her as well. As I did, she trembled like a small bird in my arms. Then she buried her face in my chest, nuzzling her forehead against me.
だったらもう私たち
Unable to finish her sentence, her murmuring trailed off into an embarrassed sigh. Strangely enough, though, I knew exactly how she felt and exactly what she was going to say. So I finished her words first instead. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it. Now let me rephrase it. I feel the same way, so let me be the one to say it. Holding her up in my arms, I met my gaze with hers. Eil, I want you to be my girlfriend. And I want you to be proud of the fact that you wanted to be, that you wanted to.
つむぐさん。
What do you say?
喜んで。
And so that day, inside that curious castle-like building, Eil and I became lovers at last, as though we were fated to do so all along. That evening, waiting for the right time, I made my way home. I'd asked Eil to head back first earlier, so naturally I was alone when I arrived. As for why we had to head home separately, despite being so inseparable until we left the hotel,
おかえりなさい、兄さん。
well, you guessed
随
it.
分遅かったですね。今日は一体どこまで行っていたんですか？
Uta narrowed her eyes and examined my face. I thrust out the box I was holding in my hands. Just down to the station, here I got your souvenir.
エリセのプリン。
You're always the one buying stuff to bring home to me, so I thought I'd return the favor every once in a while. It was a little embarrassing going to the shop by myself though, seeing as I'm a guy, but still, I'm glad they had your favorite.
兄さん、私が可愛い妹とはいえ、わざわざそんなお気遣いを。
This was the only way I could think of to divert your suspicions after all. And it looks like I was right. With this, Uta wasn't likely to ask why I'd sent Eil home first either.
ですが、駅前まで行った程度でこんな遅くなるというのはいくらなんでもおかしいのでは？
Damn it, you won't let that go!
むしろこうやってプリンでごまかそうとしてるあたり、逆にいろいろ勘ぐってしまいます。そう、例えば私という妹がいながら彼女的な存在ができたのではなどと。
Ah! Not only was she not fooled, she is more suspicious than ever. But even so, I couldn't let myself crumble under her interrogation and let something slip. I mean, I don't think I can keep things a secret forever. But still, this doesn't feel like the right time to reveal my relationship with Eil, especially not to Uta.
そのあたりどうなんでしょう、兄さん。妹はこのプリン素直に喜んで食べられるんでしょうか？
Of course it is, and as proof, I'll open the box and take a look inside.
はあ、では遠慮なく。これは恋人の聖地と言われる産地の果物で作った希少な幻のプリン。
I was thinking we could eat this sort of thing together. We should eat this sort of thing together.
はい、兄さん、喜んで。早速支度をしますね。お茶。まったくもう兄さんたら、私のことが本当に大事なんですから。
Of course I do. Thank God I had that ace up my sleeve prepared. Secretly feeling relieved while inwardly apologizing to Eil at the same time, I followed Uta into the dining room to eat our pudding. Good grief. By the time I finally returned to my room, the sun had completely set. Naturally, I'd kept her waiting for a while now, but...
つむぐさん、おかえりなさい。
Eil didn't seem put out at all, and instead her face lit up when she saw me enter. And that's at all.
つむぐさん、聞いてもらえますか？
What is it?
先に帰ってからつむぐさんを待ってる間、私漫画も手につかなかったんです。
She murmured softly as she leaned her cheek into my chest, smiling giddily.
ずっとドキドキしっぱなしで、ホテルでのこと噛みしめてばっかりで、私つむぐさんの彼女なんだって嬉しくてもう
I see. She was just too adorable! Unable to stand it any longer, I pulled her soft body into a close embrace.
そんなに抱きしめてもらったら私苦しいですよ、つむぐさん。
Oh, shut up, it's your fault for being so cute.
また殺し文句です。私のハート改めて撃ち抜かれちゃいました。つむぐさんだって素敵です。私が期待してた通りに抱きしめてくださって。
It wasn't the only thing you were hoping for, though, was it?
見抜かれちゃいました。はい、私このまままたホテルでしたみたいにイチャイチャするのも。
Well, you're not the only one saying that. Already makes me insanely happy.
じゃあしてくださるんですね、イチャイチャ。
That's what I should be asking you. Want to make it sink in more, the fact that you're my girlfriend now.
はい、つむぐさん。いっぱい噛みしめてください。私、もう、つむぐさんに女にしてもらった精神で、愛情表現しちゃうんですから。
Ew. Holding each other tight, we pressed our bodies together and our lips as well. And we fell onto the bed together, completely forgetting about, for a moment how long we'd been separated.
嬉しい。やっぱり夢じゃなかったんです。ゆるのこと。
Of course not. What, were you doubting me?
そういうわけじゃないですけど、そう言ったらつむぐさん、もっと構ってくださるかなって待ってたんですからね、帰りを。
You're right, I'm sorry for making you wait, but I'll make up for it right now.
はい、お願いします。ですよね、そうですよね。なんせ。
We're already lovers.
はい。私今めちゃめちゃ言わせちゃいましたね。殺し文句。
And it's only fair that you say some too.
だからそんな抱きしめたら苦しいですってば。
You won't say it?
言ったら終わっちゃいませんか？
We'll see.
私、もう身も心もあなたのものです。
Mine too, Ale.
つむぐさん。
Unable to help myself, I squeezed her tight, causing her to gasp and moan sweetly. Her reactions at the feeling of her body only fired me up even more, prompting me to hug her even tighter.
私が
Ale whispered in a voice that was nearly hoarse from excitement.
私があなたの運命の相手だったなんて、本当幸せすぎますよ。
Hearing her say that moved me so much I nearly began choking up.
だからつむぐさん、その今日はこのままもっと一緒に。
Got it, but fair warning, I'm really not gonna let you go.
私だってもう離れるつもりはないですよ。これが女の幸せなんだって今鼓動のたびに思い知ってるところなんですから。
And so, while not as intense as our lovemaking earlier, we spent the night blissfully cuddled together, kissing each other over and over and listening to our heartbeats overlap.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
So I'm not gonna like write down her name again, just to check or something. Well,
つむぐさん。
ow! My eyes flew open from the shock of falling out of bed. No way, I didn't just fall. It was you! Due to her terrible sleeping posture as usual, it would appear Ale had kicked me off the bed. However,
つむぐさん。
couldn't bring myself to get angry. In fact, I felt a smile tugging at my lips and a feeling of happiness welling up in my chest. I mean, after all, even though she'd literally kicked me out of bed, gone to sleep together last night and cuddled until morning. That's why even though my back hurt from hitting the floor, I couldn't help but grin. As I was reminiscing, however...
つむぐさん。
Awake, are you? Good morning.
おはようございます。
What, why you look so bummed out first thing in the morning?
だって昨日はつむぐさんと一緒に寝たはずなのに、起きたらつむぐさんベッドから出ちゃってるんですもん。起きた時もつむぐさんのこと感じてたかったですよ。
Mara skipped a beat at her words, but
私もそのつむぐさんの虜ですから。なんてなんて。
you realize you're the one who kicked me out of bed, you know?
あれ？
Still though, I lowered myself down onto the bed again and softly stroked Aile's warm cheek.
つむぐさん？
Thanks for saying that. Made me really happy to hear. I'm already head over heels for you too, Ale.
殺し文句です。また殺し文句です。つむぐさん。
Looking deeply moved, she threw her arms around me just like last night. Then she whispered,
大好きです。
I love you too. Hugging her back, a wide smile spread across my face. Do me a favor and try not to touch my back too much though.
なんでです？むしろ力いっぱいギューってしたいところなんですけど。
Because I slammed into the floor when you kicked me off the bed.
まさかの無意識にラブラブ行為の芽を摘んでいた私。いえ、そうじゃなくて、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、そんなつもりは。
Well, I suppose I'm not gonna get used. Well, I suppose I'm. Well, I suppose I'm gonna have to get used to this sort of thing from now on.
それって。
Want to keep sleeping with you from now on, after all? You don't want to?
いや、そんなことはないしけど。つむぐさんってこういう仲になると意外とはっきりそういうことを言う人だったんですね。私ドキドキさせられっぱなしですよ。殺し文句にハートを打ち抜かれっぱなしですよ。
I could say the same for her. It was only because she stated her feelings for me so clearly that I felt like doing the same. I guess the two of us really were made for each other. As the thought naturally crossed my mind, I couldn't help but break into another smile. And so...
あ、おはようつむぐ、エールちゃん。
おはようございます。
Morning, Monster. I want you to know I appreciate you. Perhaps because I was in extra high spirits today, for some reason I felt compelled to express my gratitude towards Masura.
おう、
This man literally just opened the man like, hey yo, you the man!
ふん。つむぐ。
He sidled up towards me as I stepped away from Ale to take my seat. What?
なんだか心に余裕があるっていうか、幸せそうな感じじゃない。
Do I? Answered, feeling somewhat embarrassed. He said the exact same thing I had been thinking myself.
昔のつむぐに戻ったみたい。
I didn't expect him to say that as well. My old self? You mean when I was still at the track club?
毎日一生懸命だったから。
I see. It wasn't wrong. Back then I threw myself into my club activities like it was the only thing I had. That's why when I had to quit due to my injury, I had honestly felt as though the light had gone from my life. It's setting up something. And I know what it is setting up. Namely Ale vanishing into the fucking ether. Well, I guess the build-up would be more dramatic if you didn't do her first. Like, if you didn't do her first, you wouldn't know about the whole, like, oh, you forget about the Love Angel the moment their job is done. So it would actually coming as more of a surprise. Yes. But now...
何ですか？
ほう、ひょっとしてエールちゃんのおかげって言いたいの？
私ですか？何の話です？
つむぐがなんだか幸せそうな理由。
Truth be told, the world's gotten a lot brighter ever since Ale came into it.
またそういうことを私が油断してる時にさらっと。
ありゃりゃ、照れちゃって。でも確かにエールちゃんの言う通り、なんかすごいことをさらっと口にしてくれちゃいましたね、つむぐさん。
I'll probably tell you the reason why soon enough.
ほう。じゃあ楽しみにしてよっと。
She's just in the corner dying. Even after class began, Ale refused to meet my gaze for a while. Without other choice, I sent her a message on rhyme. Sorry about hinting at our relationship like that earlier. We'll go public with it once you feel the time is right. It took some time for her to respond, but
そうしてもらえると助かります。
eventually she finally did. What's more,
気遣いありがとうございます。
she even added a thank you at the end. Naturally, I had to respond as well. Told you I remember I want to cherish you. I could see Ale turning beet red in her
タイ
seat.
ムデバ で殺し文句はやめてくださいよ。
Wasn't supposed to be.
私にとってはつむぐさんのそういう言葉が全部殺し文句みたいなものですってば。
Should I just not talk to you at all then?
それはダメです。切なくて死んじゃいます。
Love you, Eil. She looked all flustered for a minute, but a second later,
私もです。
smile spread involuntarily across my face. The sort of thing was nice. But we can't stop flirting around in class
本
either.
当ですよ。
At last, Eil turned to look toward me. Though her cheeks were flushed, she had a giant smile on her face. My heart fluttered at the sight. Then, at lunch.
目上の方にわざわざお越しいただいてしまってすみません。
At Kozuki's request, we met up at the school roof. Nah, it's okay. I'm the one who should apologize. You want to know what happened yesterday, right? She had a hunch something was going on ever since Eil and I had been given those tickets to the movies. It was only natural that she'd be curious about what happened
は
afterwards.
い。やはり事情を知っている身としましては、その上でまさか佐久間先輩が本命を小泉先輩に思い定めたみたいだったのが意外で。
Is it that surprising?
はい。だってお二人はむしろ秘密を共有する同志のようなご関係だと思っていましたし。
I've other strings to pull today. Like when you pull on them, they get thinner. It's like oddly entertaining to watch. Were you disappointed that we went to go see the movie together yesterday then?
そんなことはありません。むしろ興味津々です。
She leaned forward keenly, grasping both my
同志
hands.
のようだったお二人がとあるイベントをきっかけに互いの見方が変わる。そうして始まる何かあると思います。いいと思います。それで先輩、実際のところはどうだったんですか？
As usual, this girl got incredibly fired up whenever it came to things that interested her. Still, that suited me just fine today.
もし進展があって、そして差し支えなければどのあたりまで行かれたかを参考までに伺いたく。
Oh, you know, we fucked. Alright, I'll cut right to the chase.
お願いします。
The truth is, we successfully went all the way.
なるほど、素晴らしい。最後まで。
To put it bluntly, we had our first experience together.
展開すぎますよ。もっと段階踏んでください。段階。
She looked flustered, blushing red in the face. Agree, but it just sort of happened naturally, you know? At least between me and Eil, things didn't feel forced or rushed at all.
それは想像ですが、佐久間先輩と小泉先輩は前々からお互いにそういう関係を意識されて。
The blushing Kozuki was just about to say something else when suddenly... Why? What? Someone was eavesdropping.
ごめんなさいね。通りがかったらなんとなく聞こえてきちゃって。
Fuck. I don't know why, but I just imagine Kotohiro just claps him on the shoulder. You fucking go, boy. You get that. You get that, sweet, sweet angel ace. And that person turned out to be Minakoshi, no less. What was going on? Before I could say anything else, however.
それよりね、本当なの？
Even Minakoshi leaned forward intently.
何がでしょう。
佐久間くんと小泉さんがお付き合いを始めたっていうのは。
Oh, yeah.
と言いますか先生、どこから聞いてらしたんですか？
初体験を済ませたあたりからかしら。
Crap, that was the last thing I wanted her to hear. For a moment I panicked, but
すっごく素敵ね。もうそんなところまで進んでるなんて。
Huh?
そう二人はもうそこまで行ってるなんて驚いちゃったけど。
としてものすごく喜んでらっしゃいます？
Right? That wasn't the reaction I was expecting at all. But why? Normally you'd think she would reprimand me, being my teacher and all.
なぜなんでしょう。気になりますね。
まあまあ、そこは気にせず。とにかく佐久間くん
Yes?
じゃない、小泉さんのことこれからもよろしくね。大事にしてあげてね。
Starting to feel like she's also involved with the angels. There is like the heart pin that she's got. Now, I'm really starting to feel like she's actually involved with the angels as well now. Right. Why would Minakoshi say something like that? I mean, I much preferred being congratulated rather than scolded,
と
but
言いますか。え？
それじゃ先生はこれで。
that was weird.
謎ですね。でもまあ、先生のおっしゃる通りです。
Kozaki's expression suddenly
ク
changed.
ルル的にもお願いします。小泉先輩のこと大事にして差し上げてください。今まで通りできる限り応援やフォローなどさせてもらいますので。
Thanks. Either way, I was grateful to both Minakoshi and Kozaki. I had to work after school. Eil and I had the same shift today. However,
つむぐさつむぐさ。
as we both finished getting changed to our uniforms, Eil came over to me and whispered in my ear.
タイムで話してた通り、付き合い始めたのを公開するのはまだちょっと待ってくださいね。
Sure, don't worry, I'm not gonna hint at it any more than I already have. Personally, I was more than happy to tell the whole world about it, but if that was how Eil felt, I had to respect her wishes. That said, I did kind of already tell Kozaki and Minakoshi. I'll keep quiet about that for now, though. Those two aren't the type to go spilling secrets anyway.
絹さんとマソラさんには何を言われるか分かったものじゃないですし。
Yeah, that's true. I could already imagine them teasing the hell out of us. Especially after what I said to Masura this morning. But for the time being, they shouldn't expect anything as long as we got to work normally. And at the very least, I didn't have to worry about Eil letting anything slip. Oh, she's absolutely going to let it slip. Or so I thought, yes. As we were working on the dining floor, we were passing by each other and when our shoulders suddenly brushed against each other's. When this happened, she jumped noticeably, blushed hard, and hunched over.
何何どうしたのって真っ赤じゃん。
これは
ただ紡ぐと肩が軽く触れただけに見えたが、それだけでこんなに赤くなります？実際に赤くなっている。雨津さえうずくまっている。その理由として考えられるのは、
Uh-oh, this is
ズバ
bad.
リ
小泉先輩、体調が悪いのでは。
The support! Thankfully, Kozaki came to the rescue. I expected nothing less from her. Though I hadn't mentioned that we wanted to keep things a secret for now, she'd seemed to have guessed it
あ、い
herself.
いえ、そんなことはないんですけど。
Damn it, why'd you answer honestly? Take the hint, will ya? Yes, there's nothing for it. I'll have to step in. But just at that
自
moment...
覚症状がない場合もあるよ。念のため休憩室で体温を測ってきた方がいい。
はい、そうさせてもらいます。
I was expecting Ushio to come to the rescue as well. At any rate, Eil quickly departed to the break room, managing to escape the situation for the time being. Let's hope she doesn't repeat the same mistake when she gets back. She was doing it again!
これはもう明らかに。
At this point, it was almost no use denying it anymore.
違うんです。別に
正直に言え。
何をでしょうか。
ただ恥ずかしいだけならば仕方がない。だがもし何かつまらん理由があって隠そうとしているのなら私は怒る。実際仕事に支障もきたしているしな。
念のためにお伺いしますけど、
なんだ？
何かつまらん理由って。
私たちがからかったり冷やかしたりするんじゃないかと思っているのならだ。
Ail's eyes widened as she blushed once more when she heard Kinu's words.
実は先日から妻がさんとお付き合いしています。
After apologizing loudly, she then confessed the truth in a very timid voice. Then,
そうか、それはいい。おめでとう。うわー、すごいじゃん。よかったね。おめでとう。
キヌさん、マソラさん。
Ail's eyes grew moist with emotion. And blame her, they'd reacted exactly the opposite of how she'd expected, said warmly congratulating her with heartfelt joy.
これはとても素敵なことだね。
How curious that the Archangel is okay with this.
後ろさんもありがとうございます。
I was rather taken aback at this. I don't expect Ushi to congratulate us with a smile on his face as well. And this time, I'd been secretly, and apparently one-sidedly, thinking of him as a romantic rival, but I guess that wasn't the case after all. Then how come he's been acting so overly familiar with Eil? Just felt a little puzzled, but still felt a little puzzled. But... Seeing as how happy he was for us, it seemed I had the wrong idea about him, so I apologized to him internally. Sorry for the misunderstanding. And so everyone at work ended up being overwhelmingly supportive of our relationship. I hope this meant we'd be able to share the news with our class too soon.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
There's no need to tell the whole fucking class. They'll notice soon enough. The days passed by like this, and before we knew it, it was already Golden Week. Guess that's... yeah, oh, that sounds lovely. Nice break. Guess that means I get a break as well.
上書き保存セーブしっか
Hope
り
you guys
できま
enjoyed
した
this one. See you next time. Bye-bye.